Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Hello my dear students, welcome back to First Commerce Accountancy online classes. Dear student, from last class onwards we are studying about the basic accounting concepts and we studied first basic four accounting concepts, right? So in this class we are discussing about the fifth basic accounting concept, that is cost concept. Each concepts have its own features, right? Here these concepts, basic accounting concepts are basic assumptions and ideas which are fundamental at the time of recording and reporting the financial transactions, correct, right? So based on these assumptions, based on these ideas, we can record the business transaction in the books of accounts. I told that without having the knowledge of these concepts, we cannot pass the journal entries, we cannot record the transaction in the books of account. So what exactly cost concept is? See, as according to this cost concept, it requires that all the assets are recorded in the books of accounts at their purchase price, which includes, say for example, to run the business organization, we need to purchase some of the assets. It may be the fixed assets or current assets or whatever it may be. We need to purchase some assets, but we need to purchase that assets and we need to record that transaction in the books of accounts. How we can record the transaction? How we can record that transaction in the books of accounts? When we purchasing fixed asset, we should record that particular transaction in the books of accounts, that particular asset in the books of account on its purchase price, at their purchase price. At the time of recording the transaction relates to fixed asset, especially purchasing a fixed asset. Purchasing of fixed asset. How we can record the value of this fixed asset in the books of accounts? At their purchase price. Purchase of fixed asset at their purchase price. Purchase price. And this purchase price includes the cost of, this purchase price includes the cost of acquisition, cost of transportation, and cost of installation, and the cost of that machine or that fixed asset we need to make, or making the asset ready to use. All these expenses, all these costs are included in this purchase price. All these costs are included in purchase price. Say for example, ABC company is purchasing 1 lakh rupees machinery, and its cost of acquisition is rupees 1 lakh, and transportation charge is rupees 10,000. And installation charge is rupees 5,000. And what is the total value of that particular fixed asset? 1 lakh plus 10,000, 1 lakh 10,000 plus 5,000, 1 lakh 15,000 is the purchase price of that particular machinery. We need to record this amount in the books of account, not the market value of the asset. Say for example, market value may be for the 1,50,000 or less than that, but we should record the transaction, we should record the amount in the books of accounts that includes cost of acquisition, transportation and installation. So how we can record the transaction, fixed asset transaction, say in the books of account at their purchase price, and which includes all these cost of acquisition, transportation and installation amount. So under the cost concept of accounting, assets should be recorded at the purchase price or the cost at which the fixed asset is purchased or fixed asset was purchased, rather than, regardless of its market value, regardless. For example, you purchased machinery, you purchased a machinery for rupees 1 lakh. Actually the market value of the asset may be 1,10,000, but you purchased at the price of 1 lakh. You should record that amount regardless the market value of the asset. Market value may be more or less than that, but you should record that value at which on which you on the base, the cost of that particular machine or the fixed asset, on which how much you paid, how much the organization paid. Say for example, if a building is purchased by the organization valuing rupees 10 lakh, and you purchase that building for rupees by paying 10 lakh cash, maybe the market value, or and you should record that value or that fixed asset with the 10 lakh investment only. 10 lakh only you should record in the books of accounts. Maybe the market value with the booming real estate at that time, the market value may be 15 lakh, but you should record in the books of accounts 10 lakh only. Say let us assume a herbal manufacturing company purchases a piece of land to grow herbs on it by paying rupees 25,000, and later onwards the cost of land you should record that transaction in the books of account as you have land worth rupees 25,000. That herbal manufacturing company having the land worth rupees 25,000. In a booming real estate market, maybe the value of that particular land may be 35,000. Maybe 35,000, although the market value is increasing. Land has been significantly increased. You should record and you should enter the amount in the balance sheet as just that should be continue unchanged at the cost of rupees 25,000. You should not change that you should not change that asset of the value of the asset to 35,000 instead of writing 25,000. By paying 25,000 you purchase that land, and now that value may be 35,000. You should not consider that value, you should consider the value of 25,000 only. You should record the transaction in the books of account as you have the land worth rupees 25,000. An important limitation of this particular concept is it will not give a correct financial position of an organization. It hiding some of the revenues or profit or the total asset what the organization have, because maybe fixed assets may be valuing rupees 10 lakh, but in your books of account that fixed asset value is showing only 8 lakh rupees, because market value is not considerable factor at the time of recording the transaction. Correct, right? So it is one of, it should not, it does not show the correct position or correct worth of the business organization, maybe hidden some of the profits of the organization. So this is what the main limitation of this concept. So according to the cost concept, we should record the transaction at the purchase price, transaction of purchasing of fixed asset at their purchase price. We should not consider the market value of that particular asset, and that purchase price includes cost of acquisition plus transportation plus installation charge and any other expenses making the asset ready to use. Some other expenses also includes in that purchase price only. Get it? So this is about cost concept. And the next concept, the very important concept is dual aspect concept. Dual aspect concept. This is one of the basic accounting concept. What we can say that here this particular concept is considered as very important concept because see based on these concepts this is the basic fundamental concept in the overall process of accounting, because this dual aspect concept is following the dual aspect, means double entry system of accounting. Here we know that in the last classes we studied that each and every transaction affects two different accounts. It means here this dual aspect concept provides basis for recording the business transaction in the books of accounts. It means a transaction involves at least two accounts. Here according to this dual aspect, see the word dual means what? Two aspect. We studied the concepts relates to debit and credit. Each transactions involve debit aspect and credit aspect, correct, right? One is giving aspect and another one is taking aspect. Each and every business transaction affects minimum two different accounts. So this concept states that every transaction has a dual or twofold effect. It means we need to record each and every transaction at least in two different accounts, two different places. Say for example, Ram started a business. Say for example, Ram started a business. What are the two transactions are affected here? Can you analyze this particular transaction? Ram started a business with rupees 20 lakhs. Can you analyze this particular transaction? Can you say what are the two transactions are affected here? Say here Ram started a business. Ram is owner. So when business owner is investing some amount to start the business, that particular term is, that particular concept is called by a term that is what? Capital. So here two accounts are affected here. Capital is also increased. Till the time Ram starting a business, that firm doesn't have any capital in its account, but when Ram 20 lakhs, increasing 20 lakhs, and cash also. Cash in the form of cash he invested amount, so cash is also increased. So what are the effect? The impact or the investment done by the Ram have the following effect. Here what? It will increase the assets of the organization. Cash is considered as asset, capital is considered as liability. Getting my point? So cash is increases as well as capital of the business is also increased by rupees 20 lakh. Cash is also increased by rupees 20 lakh. A simple or a single transaction affects two different accounts. Here capital is one account, another one is cash is one account. Say for example, take one more example for easy understanding purpose. Here Ram needed to purchase some goods to run his business organization. So purchase of goods. Ram purchased goods worth rupees 1 lakh. So purchase is considered as expense for the organization. Purchase is considered as what? Say for example, stationery purchase or any other materials, raw materials purchase. These are all expenses for the organization. To run the organization, we need some stationeries, we need some raw materials and all, right? So at that time, Purchase of goods is considered as purchase. One is purchase and another one is to purchase some goods. What we have to pay exactly? We have to pay cash. We have to pay what? Cash. So purchase, expenses increases or decreases? Of course, expenses increases. A cash, we have 20 lakhs in our account, means business have total 20 lakh. Out of that, paying 1 lakh to purchase some goods. Now business have only 19 lakhs. So it means what? Cash or cash reduces. 20 lakh minus 1 lakh. Minus 1 lakh. So cash reduces, expenses increases. So consider any transaction, it affects two different accounts, minimum two different accounts. So here purchase goods worth rupees 1 lakh, here purchase is one account. Another one is for purchase we have to pay cash, So our cash, actually we have 20 lakh, now out of that 20 lakh, 1 lakh is paid out of 20 lakh itself. So total asset, total cash of business is now 19 lakh. So it means what? Cash reduced. Here capital, ಇಷ್ಟರವರೆಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ RAM ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಏನಾಯಿತು? ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು, 20 lakh ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾಶೇ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ cash is considered as asset, so asset is also increases. You can take any example, say for example sale of goods for rupees 50,000. Can you analyze this transaction? What are the two accounts are affected here? One is sale is considered as revenue. And cash is considered as at the time of sale what we receive. One is taking aspect, another one is giving aspect. Sale and cash increases. Sale of goods. Say here you can say that purchase is considered as stock also. Your stock increases, cash decreases. Purchase means what? You can consider this purchase as stock increases, cash decreases. Sales means revenue increases, cash is also increases. Like that. Each and every account, each and every transaction affects two different accounts, because now most of the organizations are following this double entry system of accounting based on this dual aspect concept. One is taking aspect, another one is giving aspect. Say here this duality principle, this is called as what? Duality principle. This duality principle is commonly expressed in terms of fundamental accounting equation. That equation is assets equal to liabilities plus capital. This is a fundamental equation of this duality principle. Assets equal to liabilities plus capital. It means assets of a firm always equal to the firm's liability and its equity. This capital is also called by name equity. So assets of a firm always equal to firm's liability. You know the meaning of liability and capital also. Liability means what? Obligation of the firm or the dues or the debts of the firm by an enterprise to other enterprise or to other establishments, right? So obligations, responsibility of an organization. So total assets of a firm is always equal to liabilities and equity of the firm. This concept explains that something is that if something is given, someone will receive it. Say for example, here I am giving, you are receiving the information. Say each and every transaction like the same. Say one is giving, another one is taking. Each and every transaction affects minimum two, it should record in two different accounts. This can be explained as whenever a transaction occurs, there is two-sided effect. That is, one is credit aspect and the another one is what? Debit side. Say we should record the transaction, two different accounts. One is one under the debit side and another side is what? Credit side. We should record the transaction. To know the exact financial position of an organization, we need to follow this system, this principle. That is what dual aspect concept. According to this word, each and every transaction affects two different accounts. So it means a transaction involves at least two accounts, That is what the basic principle, basic assumption, very important to record the transaction in the books of accounts. Getting my point right? This is what the very important concept to understand the whole process, to understand the whole concept of accounting. So let's take down the assignment question for this class. Give the meaning of dual aspect concept. Dual aspect concept. Next class honors, we will study other concepts which are fundamental or the basic assumptions of the assumptions to record or at the time these assumptions are needed at the time of recording and reporting the business transactions in the books of accounts. Thank you for watching this video.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.